I absolutely love that the Dollar Tree's crafting aisle has tons of these metal pieces, plaques, signs, words, you name it. Fun way to craft. And I'm going to take this leftover summer tag sign and we're going to remove everything from it, including all of the glitter and texture using my electric sander. Once removed, I am going to dust it really well because we're going to cover the surface using wallpaper. I recently did another video using these peel and stick wallpaper and I had this one left over. I'm going to place it on the back, trace it, and then I'm going to cut it. But I'm going to cut it just a little bit larger than what the actual line is. And then we're going to just peel the back and place it on top. Attach it really, really well, and then we're going to use my electric sander once again. And we're just going to remove the excess small little pieces left over on the sides. And it's also going to cause those edges to be nice and smooth and distressed. The metal piece we are using for this project is this corrugated one. I've used this in the past, and I really love it. It does have like a curve to it, so I'm just going to slightly bend it so that it's as straight as possible. I'm going to add plenty of glue to where I want to place it on the board and then attach it right there until it hardens. Now be careful because hot glue does make the metal really hot. I'm going to use these upholstery tags that I had on hand, and I'm just going to place one on each little hole that was on each side or each corner of the metal plaque. Now it does go through, obviously. That's why I do have that piece of wood on the bottom, but don't worry, we're going to remove that and I'll show you how I do that. Placing one in each was not necessary to hold it. The hot glue really held it, but I think it just add a level of character and design, and I really like it. All right, so we're just going to use my wire cutters, and we're just going to cut those as close as possible, but it's not flush, so it can still scratch any surface or someone. So we're going to then add plenty of glue, hiding that little part, and then we're just going to set it aside and then let that harden. All right, so while that is hardening, we're going to make a little wreath. Now, these little wreath forms I get on Amazon. They come in a pack, and I do have them on my Amazon store. If you want to check them out, they are linked down below. So we're going to take some of these faux boxwood pieces from Dollar Tree, and we're going to start just placing them around the wreath form. Now, I want the wreath form is a little small, so I want the actual design to be a little larger. So we're going to fan them out, and we're going to do that all around, adding as much or as little as I want. This is coming together so beautifully. All right, so we're going to add tons of color using these fall flowers from Dollar Tree, and we're going to add 3. We're just going to make it in a triangle form, and then we're going to hot glue them in place and hold them until they harden. So now we have the pieces nice and dry, and they're not going to damage or hurt anyone. We're going to add a lot of glue to the back of the little mini wreath, and then we're just going to place it on the top. Now, you can leave the bottom as is. It actually doesn't look bad, but I do have these window clings that you know I'm obsessed with, and I love them. Now, I do know that they stick to these metal quite nicely, but it did not to this one because it has all that texture and design. So we're going to use my Gorilla adhesive spray. We're going to spray the back of it. It does curl up when you spray it, but that's okay. Just be very careful and work quickly, and then we're just going to make sure that the design of the corrugated part does come through the vinyl, and it looks so cute. All right, so we're going to take some of this rope. This is Dollar Tree's white nautical rope, and it is on the thicker side. They have 2 sizes, and we're just going to make a faux knot, and we're just going to place it on the top. Because this is a tag, we're just going to use 1 knot instead of 2, and then we're going to place another piece in the back, hot glue it, and tape it. This is going to make it seem like it's hanging from the knot, but it's just a faux knot. But look how stunning this looks. Oh my word, I love, love, love the way this turned out. That pumpkin is just gorgeous. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Did you know that you do not need to have a clinical mental issue to benefit from therapy? Today's sponsor, BetterHelp, is an online platform where therapists and their clients can communicate effectively and get the most out of therapy, and they are on a mission to make starting therapy much easier. Therapy is just a safe space where you can share what's on your mind, and sometimes it's just as simple as everyday stresses, sadness, worries, or even relationship issues. The stresses of owning my own business and just managing a home, sometimes it can take a toll. And I honestly think one of the best features BetterHelp has is that if the first therapist does not feel right, you can just easily switch to another one until you find one that you really connect with. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Therapy can get costly, but let me tell you, there are affordable options available, like online therapy platforms like BetterHelp. So if you're struggling and think you can benefit with a therapy session, click the link in the description box or go to betterhelp.com/DIYBOP and get 10% off your first month therapy. There's nothing to lose, my friends. I think it's time that we all work towards better and healthier mental health. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take this galvanized or metal mason jar style plaque. I'm also going to take my crocodile. This is a pretty much like a hole puncher, and it goes through a lot of different materials, including metal. And I'm just going to poke many holes to the top, as many as I see fit. I did add a couple extra here and there. And we're just going to add some of these Dollar Tree picks. These are from their fall collection. And we're just going to start placing them one at a time through the holes. Now, yes, it is going to be showing in the back and it's going to be bulky, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to hide that, or not hide it, but at least contain it. So once I had it when I want it, we're just going to adjust the picks as needed, flip it over, and this is where we're going to bring in some clear tape. We're just going to push the sticks right there as close as possible to the surface, and then we're just going to place several pieces of the tape to hold it in place, and it sticks really well to the metal, so it's not going to go anywhere. Now, it does overlap on the side, so basically you just want to cut the excess and make it as pretty as you can. Now, once it was attached, it's time to then start adding a few things to the front. Now, I told you about the window clings. This is what they look like. I love using these. I use them all the time for every season, actually. So we're going to take this beautiful one. We're going to cut off the wheels portion of the wagon. We're just not going to need it for this one, although it's very pretty. We're going to place it to the bottom. And like I told you, it does stick. It does come off. Of course, it's a window cling. If you want it to be a little bit more permanent, you can definitely spray it again. I'm going to cut off the excess and make it nice and trimmed on the edges. We're going to take another one and we're going to place it in kind of like towards the middle, right there. And do the same thing. Just flatten it out until it attaches. For the top, we're just going to create a very simple fluffy bow with multiple loops. And I'm going to use this pumpkin Dollar Tree ribbon. I'm just going to scrunch it in the middle, tie it in the center with some jute string. We're going to fluff it a little bit, cut off the excess string, and then we're just going to hot glue it to that top right corner. Now, it already had that jute string, the mason jar, so we're not going to need anything else to hang it, but I think it's so adorable. And of course, you can use any florals you want, and you can reuse this piece, honestly. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take one of these wood blanks from Dollar Tree, especially the one shaped like a house. I buy these all the time when I see them because they have such a unique shape and you can use them for any season. We're going to remove the jute string and then we're going to paint this one. Now, of course, you don't have to. It has a beautiful wooden brown tone, but I want this one to have a very farmhouse style, so we're just going to give it one coat of the sandstone tone from Waverly. Let it dry. Dollar Tree has tons of florals for every season, and fall, it is absolutely stunning. The colors and everything that you can find. We're going to use this boxwood. It has a beautiful fall tone, and we're going to do the same thing we did earlier. We're just going to make a small little wreath. This one's going to be a little smaller, so I'm cutting the picks a little smaller, so that way it's a little bit more contained. And we're just going to hot glue them all around, and then add this green tone one just in between to make it fuller. Now that the paint is dry, we're going to distress the edges. I want this to be heavily distressed, but of course, as always, you do not have to do this. You can skip this part if you'd like and make it fully coverage. Once it was nicely distressed, I dusted it well, and we're going to bring in these metal words. Now, this is not a plaque, but I love using these metal words, especially the ones that are for holidays like these. I'm going to stick with the harvest one, and I'm just going to dry fit it first. I'm just going to keep it there without gluing it because I want to know where exactly I'm going to place the wreath. I'm going to attach it with hot glue, and then we're going to attach the word using glue. But of course, you got to work kind of quickly because the metal does make that hot glue dry really fast. And again, be careful because it does get hot. All right, we're going to take some jute string. We're going to make tiny little faux knots. Now, I could have done it the natural way, but I want those knots to be a little thicker. So I'm just going to add the faux knots to each little hole in the front and then some jute string to the back. And again, we're going to tape it because that way it's going to avoid any fraying of the rope. Just like that, easy peasy. That's it. What a gorgeous and very simple craft. You can do this for any season. You can even do it for the Christmas season, and I think it'd be gorgeous. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take one of these wired wreath forms from Dollar Tree. You can find them year round. And I'm going to take this golden tone one, and we're going to take Dollar Tree ribbon with a fall theme. Now, I'm going to do my best to explain what I'm doing here. Now, this is a technique that I don't know if anyone has used. I'm sure somebody has, but I've never seen it. And this is just me making something up because I wanted to do something different. So we're going to take two different styles of ribbon. We're going to loop them through one of the wires facing one way, and then take the other style, loop it underneath another wire and facing the other way. Then we're going to take the other ribbon and we're going to loop it underneath each loop and keep doing this and repeating this all the way around. Now, it's very repetitive, so I'm speeding it up quite a bit. Now, if you run out of ribbon, just attach the matching ribbon to the end just like that and then continue to design it. Again, I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. I'm just looping it one way and another, making sure that it's looped underneath each loop so that you can continue to do that. We're going to leave a space of about 6 inches, maybe 7 or 8 inches, something like that, because we want to attach the metal plaque to it. So once you continue to do this design, what we're doing is a base so that then we can add some florals to it. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Once I was done, I'm going to hot glue the last piece towards the back. And this is where we're just going to add some picks in between, kind of like in a bed of ribbon, kind of like that. All right, so we're going to start with this greenery picks, and then we're going to move on to the different leaves and colorful ones, and then finally some cute pumpkins that we can add and add tons of fall character. Isn't it looking so festive? I just love the way this turned out, and I know that maybe the ribbon part didn't make sense, but it made sense to me, and I hope you can recreate if you'd like. All right, again, we're going to take some of those clings, and we're just going to attach them to this plaque. It just sticks so well, and it's such an easy way to customize. But of course, if you have a cutting machine, you can always create your own design and place it. But how fun are these? So easy. All right, we're going to tape a pipe cleaner to the back of it with more of that clear tape, and we're going to use that to attach it to the wreath form. So just place it there, turn it upside down, and then you just want to twist it. Now the goal here is to make it look like all those leaves and flowers and ribbons are just falling over on top of that plaque. So just make sure you just kind of adjust and then bring everything towards the top so it just has a nice natural flow onto the plaque. And I think it's stunning. I love the colors. I just love fall, first of all. But I think adding that ribbon in the bottom as a touch of like a base and then adding all that flowers, I love it. But let me know what you think of this one. If you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love this one. Here's another one you can watch. Click on it. Have fun. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check out the link in the description box, and have a blessed day. Bye.